girls, with the girls, with the girls, chillin' with the girls.
Hi.
Hello. Sorry. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Lord have mercy. This technology. Jesus.
Yes,
Woo.
we are so happy this evening to present to you a young man, a young entrepreneur. This young man started at he was really young, and his name is Ethan Taylor. And we're so happy to have this young man in our audience. And we're going to ask him some questions, and he's going to tell us all about what he does. And it's going to be so exciting. So
Yes.
exciting. Oh, yes, so exciting. So as we bring Ethan on,
1 sec.
I want to say something. Can I say something before we bring Ethan on?
Yes.
I just want to say that, welcome you guys to another episode of Chilling with the Girls. And tonight we are talking about Black entrepreneurs and kids entrepreneurs, and as well as Black enterprise. So Mom is introducing Ethan, and because Ethan is a kid entrepreneur. And so we want to hear from Ethan tonight. Okay, Mom. I'm sorry. I just had to say that.
Actually, he's a young man now. He was a tiny kid when he started. Okay. Question number one, Ethan.
Wait, Mom.
Yes.
Mommy's excited. She
Hi,
can't
I
wait.
am because I've been knowing him forever. His mom. Okay.
Hello, Ethan.
welcome
Hi.
to our show.
Welcome.
Thank you for
Yes,
having me.
yes.
Absolutely.
I have a question. I'm going to start off with this question. How old were you when you first started your enterprise, Ethan?
Um, well, I first started writing when I was 6 years old, and it wasn't anything big. It was just short stories to that I could do in my free time. But as time went on, when I became 7, I was able to get my first book published.
Wow.
Oh,
7?
That's awesome.
At 7. Wow. So I want to ask Ethan, you said you started writing at 6. What type of stuff were you writing at 6?
At 6, I was writing
What type of
like
short story?
like fun adventurous stories, the type of things I would usually read with my mom and all that. But as I like that was my first book. For my second book, I shifted more into spiritually uplifting and encouraging.
Okay.
mm,
Wow.
So, Ethan, what made you want to write? What made you start writing?
Um, so when I was little, my mom and I, we didn't really do a lot of TV. We like as I went, as far as like for entertainment, I had my
Mhm.
toys. I probably dress up and do like some like make believe. And then I had my mom reading books to me, and then the books are what really like filled my days, like especially when like with movies, like 'cause movies they're not always the best for you, as far as like your mental abilities go.
Mhm.
So my mom, she would read a lot of books to me, and then these books were what filled my imaginations and all that. So
Mhm.
so I wanted to write stories to be like the authors who wrote those stories.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
oh, wow.
Wow. So Ethan, if you don't, what was the name of your first book?
The name of my first book was The Incredible Ethan Taylor.
The
Yes.
Incredible
Oh,
Ethan Taylor. I know that.
superhero. Hmm.
I like
That's
that. The
good.
Incredible. Come on now. The Incredible Ethan Taylor.
I love it. So,
Yes.
Ethan, I'm curious. You said you started when you were 6. So, how old are you now?
I'm 17.
Oh, that's wonderful. So, how
Yes.
many books have you written?
So before I thought it was only 10. After
Okay,
after giving it a good look, it's 13.
go ahead now.
Wow.
See, It's
Not
no excuse, you guys, in virtual land.
None at
You can
all.
start writing your books or whatever
Yeah.
you inspire to do, you can do it.
Right.
Yes, that's
Exactly.
awesome.
So out of all the books that you've written, all of 13 books, are all of them published?
yes, all of them are published.
Wow,
Wow.
Ethan. That is
Ladies, can I say what Ethan did? I met. He was at the mall. I'm telling you, signing books at the mall, taking pictures. I'm as a little boy. I mean, he's out there. So
yes.
out
That's
there.
Wow.
awesome.
Yes. I
Ebony said
remember.
she's watching.
What's that?
Ebony said she's watching his
Oh,
mom.
okay.
Oh, hi,
Hi,
Ebony.
Ebony. I remember, I think I purchased like 4 or 5 of Ethan's books because I was just like
Fiberglass.
floored when I saw
Okay.
him selling his books, and I was, he wrote these books, and how old are you? And he was just like, I forgot how old he was at that point, but I
Wow.
bought like 4 or 5 of his books. I was like, just because you're your age and you wrote these books and got them published, I want them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I mean,
saying? It was
Yes.
yeah.
so interesting. Yeah, yeah. But I did read them, Ethan. I just didn't just buy them, but I did read them. Yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
are y'all your books still out there? Is it like what's it, Kindle or Amazon?
It's on Amazon.
On Amazon. Okay. Well, we
Wow.
got to put his information out there so people can support him. That's wonderful.
That's right.
Now,
That
I
is
have
right.
a question. I'm telling you, what would you say to teens or youth who may want to write books?
Um, I'd say no matter what happens in your life, because like a lot can happen, and there are people who will give you discouraging words. So no matter what happens, no matter what anyone says or what anyone does, it's never too late to write your story. Because the story God put in your heart is important, and if you decide to put it off for later, like just write your story now. If you decide to put it off
Just
for
write it.
later, like later never comes. It never comes. So write your story now. Don't dilly dally. Go for it.
That's great
Good.
advice.
That's
Yes,
So,
it
That
good.
is
so
great
is.
Ethan,
advice.
what are some of the things you like to write about?
Um, I like to write about the problems that we have going on in our countries and basically just the world in general.
Mm,
Like my second book, I Know God Is Real. It was addressing the fact that there were actually people out there who didn't believe God was real. I
Mhm.
wanted to bring to light different situations that we as just the people in general
mhm.
needed to be aware of.
Wow, that's good. So
Mhm.
so where do you get your information from? Like where do you what types of things do you study or you look at the news or anything like that?
I do look at the news, but I like to do deep dives as well. So I'll pull up multiple articles if I can find it. I'll look at other news stations, so not just news stations in America or the
Mhm.
United States, but news stations in other countries as well to see what's happening. Um, it's kind of hard because it's not easy getting all the information that's circulating out there, but
Mhm.
I managed to get it.
Mhm. That's
Mhm.
good. That's so
Wow,
good.
that is good. Absolutely. So is there an author that you look up to,
I have
like
quite a few.
Mhm.
The author that comes to mind first is a man named Andrew Peterson. He wrote the Wing Feather Saga, and it's it's a Christian fiction that was well written. It's it's set in like a fantasy world, but like the world is just like so well built. And he even went into how he built it. He went into detail how he built it, and it was like beautiful. I really I hope one day I can like write a story like that one day.
Mm.
Wow, 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 wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Ethan, I want to know, do you experience writer's block? And how do you handle it if you experience that? Do you ever experience writer's block?
So like a funny story. When I was younger, I had no idea what writer's block was. Like I was just like letting my imagination flow as I got older and all that. It started to come around more, but and like even now it still comes around. But my mom, she was doing a workshop, and in the workshop someone asked her, what if you can't write the first line? She told them, if you can't write the first line, write the second. And basically that's what I've been doing. So like if a wall comes up in my in the way of my imagination, I just go around to another area, and I continue from there.
I
And
love it.
and it's times when I'm writing, and I do that, and then it instantly comes back to me what I should put for that last part, and I go back and it's like, ooh, that here, here we go, and I connect the dots like that.
That is amazing. Oh
Yes,
my
it
God, that
is.
is so
I
awesome.
That's
love that
excellent.
advice.
Totally
I
excellent.
love it.
Wow. I know
Oh
that's
my
right.
goodness. So basically you just don't stop. You just there's no writer's block per se because you're just going to continue on writing, regardless if you have the beginning or the ending of the story. You have something, just write what you have.
Yes.
Ah,
I love it, Ethan.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 I was going to
So,
say
Ethan, what are your
Big Mom,
goals?
he was about to say
Oh,
something else.
no.
I was gonna say, and for the like if there's like a part in your story that you're having trouble with as far as like wording it properly, don't
Mhm.
worry about that. You can always, like, it's a book. It's not like you're taking a time test. You can always go back and just edit.
Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow. Wow.
That's
Yes,
so
I
good.
want to ask Ethan his goals. What are your goals for the future?
My goals for the future are to have, well, it is to have a thriving book company.
Okay. Your
Oh,
own book company?
Yes, my own book company.
Okay.
Wow. That's
wow.
That's
excellent.
great.
But Ethan, do
Wow.
you see yourself talking to an audience or having a class or a school to
Um,
inspire other young people?
I'm sorry. I'm I'm sorry. The video cut up a little bit. Can you say that again?
Yes. Do you see yourself talking to a large audience or having a school where you can instruct other people, other children?
Yes, I actually can see that happening.
Um,
It's I remember saying this before, but I wanted to do something where I helped youth to what is it called, make money,
Mentor.
so
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
where I help youth to make money, so that way they weren't on in the streets, just selling drugs and stuff like that.
oh,
And I understand that for a lot of people it might be hard for them to actually get out there and sell books. So I was gonna do a class that can help them do that, and I was gonna give them some books, and I was gonna have them go out there and sell.
all
Very
right.
That's
impressive.
awesome.
Yeah,
Mm.
that is totally excellent, Ethan.
I love
Totally
every
excellent.
I love every bit of what you're saying because so many young people out here, they just doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And and they have their head stuck on the television or on their phone playing games, and
That's
things like that. But you're so inspirational. You're so
Yes,
inspirational.
absolutely.
And I hope that other young people can hear your story,
mhm.
hear about, what other things they can do with their time.
Yeah.
Because when you want to, even when I'm playing my games, I can waste hours just playing my games,
I know.
but there are other things that, you can be doing with your time. So that is so good. That is
Absolutely.
so good.
On the what Melanie's saying. Oh my goodness, I'm so thrilled. I just love children, period. And and when Evan told his mom told me his story, he says, Mother, I want to write. And he was little, and she was thinking, years later, okay, she thought eventually, when you get older, okay, yeah, like teenagers, He says, no, I mean now. And you know what? That prompted her to start her company as a publisher.
Wow.
Because then she started looking into it and researching, and the more she did, the more she learned. So he even sparked his mother to launch her career in that
That's
field.
That's
awesome.
good.
So
And
they
that's
worked together. I mean, that just blew me. That just it blew my
That's
mind.
that's
That's
powerful.
good.
that's a segue into my next question. So, do you have a role in your mother's publishing company? And
Um,
what?
yes, I do. So basically, I'm not only a writer for the company, but I'm also an editor in her company. I do video editing, I'm a workshop facilitator. I do
Oh,
website maintenance, social media management, and a little bit of ghostwriting too.
what?
What? What?
Wow. That's,
He's like a child prodigy.
That is so
Just a
Wow.
good.
child
Ethan does
prodigy. Oh,
ghostwriting? That's
you
excellent.
go. We can make
I,
a song. Melanie, sing. You go.
I
You
was
go.
I was gonna
You
say
gotta
I'm
go.
no prodigy. I'm no prodigy.
He
You
said
gotta
he's
go, Ethan.
prodigy.
so, Ethan, can you tell us about? I'm putting this book up here. Can you tell us about the incredible Ethan Taylor? What is that about?
So the incredible Ethan Taylor is basically taking me and making me a superhero, and
Mhm.
I'll admit there's only one heroic thing I actually did in the book, but
Okay.
basically it's a superhero who can be anything he wants to be.
And,
Okay.
and that's a good message to our young entrepreneurs out there. Like they just took it upon themselves to be like, no, I can do this. So you did not let age stop you. You didn't let anything, like if you had any like disabilities or something like that. Because can you talk about that? Can we talk about, you know, what you've been diagnosed with?
Yes.
Okay.
So at a young age I was diagnosed with uh what is it called?
Autism?
Say it one more time.
Autism?
Yes, autism. Thank you. And
Uh-huh.
it was very hard for me to do a lot of things that others were able to do, like like talking in public and you know like sit still. Like I still can't sit still fully all the time, but and it really annoyed a lot of people. um but over time I got better, especially with my
Mhm.
mom helping me.
Yeah.
um so yeah, when she told me that I could write a book, it was actually very encouraging, because I was even having trouble in school, like with reading and writing.
Hmm.
And my teacher, she I when it was a career day, and she came up to me and she asked me what I wanted to be, and I told her I wanted to be a writer. And she said, how can you read or write? Like, how can you be a writer if you can't read or write? And it was very discouraging.
Yeah.
Mm,
So my mom, she was a blessing, because she encouraged me to do it.
that's good.
Wow.
Yes, and you did it. You know what
And
I'm saying?
it's so important to have parents as cheerleaders and not putting
Absolutely.
children down, but praising them. Even if they're told they can't do that. It's our job as a parent to say, no, you can do
Right.
that. I know a lot of people, teachers told them, you'll never be anything. You can't do this. Even I believe it was Michelle Obama. They put her in the
Mm,
special needs class and they said she wasn't going to be anything because they were like she can't learn, and they just put her in the special needs, and she's an attorney. You imagine putting Michelle
mm,
Obama in a special needs class?
mm.
Even
Can't imagine that.
Miles Monroe, he was put down by his teacher, telling him that he can't do anything, you can't read, you can't write, that you're just going to be dumb your whole life and all that kind of stuff. And then he went home, and I think I forgot that scripture that his mom had him to read over and over and over again. And that's also important, is to teach your children the word of God, because that's what's going to help them and get them through things in life. But you are such an inspiration to young people out there.
Yes.
Um, Having, been diagnosed with autism, the children who are out there who doesn't have that kind of what did you call it? Not, I don't want to say a disability, maybe it is just
Challenge.
Challenge.
challenge. Yeah, doesn't have the children who don't have that type of challenge. Listening to your story and your
Yeah.
testimony,
Yeah.
you know, like you said, you want to mentor kids and get them off the streets and get them, you know, have them to stop selling drugs and everything and start using their mind, because these children, they have great minds, and you are a
Yeah.
testament of that. And we really, really appreciate you taking the time, you know, out of your busy schedule. You
Yeah.
listening most of those
Yeah.
and
Tish,
help.
can I?
You
Yeah,
know
can I?
what, Ethan? You
Yes.
you are not only inspiring, you are inspiring me, because
Absolutely.
sometimes, I feel like, I'm not good enough, or I don't have what it takes, and things like that. But just listening to you, I don't have no excuse. I've been sitting on, so many songs and, different projects and stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody even told me I should write a book, write my story or whatever. But, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go. But it's encouraging me and motivating me
Mhm.
to just start,
Yep.
just keep on and don't stop.
Mhm.
So that I just thank you for just speaking up and, telling virtual land your story and your path. And you're only 17. So you have a long ways to go, and you have so much to pour into, other people even now. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
thank you. I applaud you.
You
I
know,
Absolutely.
applaud you.
Melanie,
Everything.
God be
I
all the
have a word to us parents out there.
Mhm.
Now, I'm not getting on the children. It's the parents. I'm looking at Ebony, his mom. I'm looking at Michelle Obama was smart, but they put her in the basement of the school. I read the book. I read the book.
Yeah.
She went home and told her mother how that she was down there in the basement in that school with all of the children of her, of her color down there, and some of them weren't thriving. Her mother went to the school, talked to those in the office,
I know that's
and
right.
they put her. She got them out of that basement,
I know
put
that's right.
her upstairs. She advanced over everybody upstairs. They had to move her to another private special school
Yeah.
Wow.
for kids at her level. So
Mhm.
sometimes we set on our kids, and you're not never in. And never, a good child is 40 years old, 50. Encourage him.
Yeah.
That's right.
Encourage her.
Yeah.
Don't, I don't know what's wrong. No, get up and research her,
Yeah.
Yep.
him.
Yes.
Come on, we got to get on these parents. But
That's true.
all the evidence, all the Michelle Obamas,
I,
they
yeah.
can be first ladies, the presidents of the United States. They can
Right.
go right to the top. And I
We got
respect
this.
all the moms.
This is Denise Fleet is watching. She said, "Praise the Lord, I'm
Oh,
watching too."
Hey.
After school.
And I wanted to also say, like, I commend Ebony, because one thing Ethan said was his mom did not let him sit in front of the television.
Right.
How
yes.
many times do we let television babysit our children
Mhm.
when we should be reading to them, but we're so lazy? And that's the key.
Mhm.
That's the word. I'm sorry. Don't get upset with me, because
Mhm.
we're so lazy and don't want to take out time to teach our child. I know Ben Carson's mom could not
Oh,
read, and
yeah.
she pretended she was reading just to motivate him to read right. So she had the book and could not read, but she pretended she was reading along with him and helping him study his home assignments.
You said you said one where the parents are lazy. I dare say selfish as well. You
Yeah.
Yeah,
know, you want to
yeah,
spend
Mhm.
all the time on yourself, all the
yeah.
time doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
Selfish. Pour into your children.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I mean, I read to my children. I want to say the three of my children are writers. They are very good writers, and not based on me, but based on the teachers that
Mhm.
came and told me your children can write, you know.
Yeah.
And because I poured into them, you know, I read to them when they were in my womb. I read to them.
Yeah.
When they came out of my womb, I read. I had all kind of books, you know, in my house. We went to the library all the time, and you know, even if you don't want to go to the library, there is library on your computer,
Yeah.
That's
library
right.
on your phone, library
Yeah.
on your iPad. We have access to library
Mhm.
databases and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, pour into your children, teach your children how to educate themselves,
Yeah.
instead
That's
of
so
playing,
great.
like Mel was saying, how the children play video games on their phone.
All the
And not just
time.
on their phone, but even at home, video
Mhm.
games. And some parents even play video games with their children.
Yeah.
Pour into your children so they can educate themselves, and you can help them be educated as well.
Yeah.
Stop being selfish.
Yeah, and you hear how intelligent Ethan is because he ate well.
Yeah,
When I say
Yeah.
ate well, he ate not his mom fed him
knowledge.
knowledge.
Yeah.
That's
His
right.
mom fed him. There are children who are autistic, but their mom and their parents really
Yeah.
didn't do anything with them, and they just sitting there. And now they're older, they don't
Mhm.
know what to do. And I
Yeah.
and I there are a lot of stories about autistic children, like what's her name, Tony Braxton's. Ebony said, "To God be the glory." Tony Braxton's son, he's autistic. He's a model. He's an actor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she fed
Yeah.
Mhm.
into him. You have to
Right.
cultivate what's in
Mhm.
your child, whether they have challenges or not, because
Yeah.
Mhm.
they are our investment. So when you get older, if you're not investing in your child not going to have anything to invest in. Not if they don't,
Right.
it's not like they don't want to, but they're
Mhm.
not going to have it to invest in you.
That's right.
You
Yeah.
know,
And
to put you in a good
I want to
home.
say something. May I say something? The
Absolutely.
Bible says one thing. Emily takes her son; they go together. If I have autism grandkids, I take them to the convention. And cars to all
Yeah.
kinds of places. And I want to say this. In the Bible it says, honor your father and your mother. But that starts with the parents honoring their children.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When you feed into them love and care, singing and dancing, and when you guess what? When you get elderly, they're gonna feed it back into you.
Yeah.
They become your social security benefits. And I know what I'm talking about. When we do our job, they will do their job. Not because they're supposed to, but because they will love doing it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you love your kids. I
Yeah.
Mhm.
used to love when it was raining outside so that y'all can all be in the house with me. So we can pray and sing and read books and play games together. And games can be reading, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And back to Ben Carson, I read his book. I
Mhm.
got books. I read his book. His
Mhm.
mother could read all right, but guess what? She made him do a book report. He would write a book
And
report.
she,
Now his
and she was reading.
sister
That's right.
could,
That was, yeah.
and she didn't know. She looked at the paper. She couldn't read it.
Right.
She couldn't read it. But
Mhm.
he didn't. He didn't know that, and that brought him out of could have been a dangerous thing. But he became a doctor
So
Yeah.
of
Ethan,
renown.
That's good.
absolutely. So Ethan, thank you so much for being on our show. We appreciate you. You are such an
Yes.
inspiration to the young
Wait.
people. Before you go, I know you said you wrote a few books. Can you give us some of the names of the books? I found one in Amazon, but I couldn't find the other one.
I want him to find that book but the shutting the mother told you to in that book to tell the child to shut the door. Remember that story he told on Clubhouse? He told that story for the whole world to hear, and you didn't shut the door. And what was it? Some
This
spiders came in that
Well, we're
house
gonna let him tell.
behind.
We're gonna let you
Yeah,
tell the story. Go ahead,
tell
Ethan.
it, tell it,
the
Ethan.
story was called "Don't Scratch the Mosquito Bite." It wasn't just that. So it was in a book where there were a bunch of stories. It was called the name of the book is Stories from My Brain. But basically, my mom and I we had come from the market, and I didn't shut the door, and the mosquitoes they had gotten inside the house,
Oh
and
no.
we were in there and they were biting me, but they weren't biting my mom. They weren't biting my mom, and it was like why am I'm the only one getting bitten? My mom was like because you weren't obedient.
Wow.
When you tell that story, I got so much out of it. When your mama tell you shut the door and stuff, you better shut that door. See,
Shut
those
that
things gonna
door.
come and they're gonna bite you.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Yes, absolutely. So
No.
did Ethan tell us how he promotes his books?
Oh, no.
How do you promote your books, Ethan?
So I used to go out to like flea markets and events and sell my books in person, but ever since COVID hit, it's been a little hard to do that. So I'm trying to take a different approach, on online and through online and whatnot. And I'm going to try to another way I'm going to try to do that is through the business I was telling you about earlier, where I make a where I help others to make money by selling my books. I'm going to try to make that a way to promote my books as well.
Oh wow, okay.
Very
Wow.
And
good.
I want to say something else that Ethan did. When Ethan wrote, I don't know how many books, I think his first 4 or 5 books, when he wrote his books when he was younger. Then when Ethan got older, what did you do, Ethan?
Oh,
Say that one more time.
When you got older, what did you do with your first 4 or 5 books?
I did a revising on them.
So he took them from his younger age to his older age.
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So
The book
it
grew with
related,
him.
right? Exactly, exactly. So it related to him growing
Wow.
older, and younger. So if you are those books still out, Ethan? The first ones you wrote.
Yes, they are.
So if you get the first few he wrote and then get them later on, and then you'll see the change
The
in the age.
progression.
The what
Oh,
now?
I said progression.
Absolutely, you'll see the
Yeah,
progression.
genius.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
good.
So
oh, boy.
Ethan, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Tish.
So do you have a website? You were talking about how you maintain your website.
My website. I You going to link it?
Yes, I wanted to see if I could find it, and I wanted to put the link in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, let me find it.
Yeah, he started designing his own website, a web page.
That's excellent. That is 17. That is totally
I
excellent.
know.
Wow.
Ooh,
Editing videos.
I
Come
was
on.
going to say that.
So
Yes,
I
good.
just love it, love it, love it.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going to go back to the question Tish asked about what are the titles of his books. I want to hear all the, all
Yeah.
the titles of all his books,
Yes.
because it's extremely.
Ebony said for which books? I'm trying to see.
Yeah, and I'm just going to throw out there that Mom said earlier, Ethan's mom is a publisher, so she published books,
Yes. Yeah.
So
What's
and
her
she has
publishing company?
a
What's the name
publishing.
of the company?
Um,
The name of the company is Face to Face Books.
Faith to Faith book. Okay.
yeah,
Have to
Yes, she
remember
published
that.
Mom's book. She also published Denise Fleet's book.
and I
She's
believe
doing a great job.
she published the Fisher one of the Fisher girls, one of the sisters' books. She wrote a book. Ebony published her book as well. Yeah,
And also, Lady Fleet's book. She published her book. Her
right. I
book was
think
out last month, I think.
faith2faithbooks.com. Yeah, I think Tish did say she published Lady Fleet's book.
Mhm.
Faith2faithbooks.com. Okay, that's what that is. Yes, so we are so excited to have Ethan on our show tonight. We were having some technical difficulties, so we couldn't see Ethan, but we're
I
so glad
know.
you're here, Ethan. Oh,
So thank you so much for being on here. We're not going to hold you long. We really appreciate you taking the time out for being on our show, and we would love to have you back again as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
absolutely.
We'll talk to you later, Ethan. Okay.
Bye,
All right,
Ethan.
I
thank
All right.
love
you.
you,
Bye.
Ethan. I love
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Whoa, guys, wasn't that
Oh,
amazing?
So
Yes.
good.
I have the
mhm.
oh, Ethan Taylor, he sent us this, y'all.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Wow,
Wow.
so we're talking about black because this is the last day for not the last day but the last week for Black History
Mhm.
month, and we talked about, we were doing the foods last week, we talked about slavery, and today we just wanted to showcase our kid entrepreneurs, talking about
Mhm.
Black enterprise because we need to promote them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're doing great things and stuff, and then we want to
Mhm.
promote the people who aren't doing anything. Like, you can go out there and be great. You can
Mhm.
be great.
Mhm. That's right.
Productive. Yes, yes. Yes.
Absolutely. And the children don't have to be lazy. You can get out there and start your own business,
Mhm.
like some children, they do lemonade stands,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I know
Mhm.
we used to have what, frozen frozen cups.
We were the house. We were the house with the frozen cups. That was the
And guess
house
what?
on
Can I
George
tell you
Street.
what your daddy did?
What did
He
he do?
bought me a freezer just for my frozen cup.
Just for your
Brand
frozen
new freezer.
Okay, I'm older. I can't get a spanking for this. And you know what I did, Mom?
Oh, I think
This
Uh-uh.
yeah.
this is so bad, y'all.
Do I want to hear this?
This is really, really, huh?
Bad, real
Do I
bad,
want to hear this?
just really
I
bad.
kept it. I am 50. How am I? How old am I? I'm 57 years old. So one day, Mom, I went in the freezer and because you know the syrup on the top of them,
Yes, I
so
used to
I
make
licked
them.
every last one of them. Do you remember that happened
Mm,
when you looked
mm,
and
mm.
someone licked every last one of the frozen cups? Then you
No.
ended up giving it to your family, to your kids, because you couldn't sell them.
Mm.
So
See,
come on, looking at me.
yeah.
But that was a long time ago. I was a kid. I was on George Street. Like I didn't move from Georgia until I was 8 years old. So I
That
was
was
young.
mad. That was bad. You
Mommy's so upset with me.
You
that's
know
right.
what, Tish? You need to pray over all of your food because you reap what you sow. You never know what people want to do with your food. You better
Love to
pray,
get the restaurant.
bless it, yes, or make it yourself. Anything you get outside of your house, you pray over it.
And you get it double too.
That's funny.
That's
That's
right.
right. And mom lost. She lost all that money from you licking up all those frozen cups.
Gave it to the kids, so she did. She couldn't sell it.
Mm,
She was
mm,
like, "Who
mm,
did that?" And I was like, "Everybody was like, I don't know." I'm like, "I
mm,
don't
Dang,
know."
mm.
that is a
That was
shame.
her other life. I forgive you. That was your other life.
That was
I
my other
forgive
life. I was
you.
7 years old, 6 or 7.
That was your other life.
Yeah, I don't know if that was putting in the sea of forgiveness. I'm not sure.
Well, if it was, she just took it out.
Right.
Lord, put it back in, Jesus.
I don't even remember ever giving her a spanking either. I think she's one of the child who escaped
Mm,
spanking.
I
Oh,
did. I
wow.
didn't get. I was so good. I was
mm,
good. I did not.
And
And
I
I
I'm
didn't.
know
telling you,
Renee. I know
Mommy, I
Renee
didn't get any
escaped
spankings. I
spanking.
was a good child. And you know what? I did everything around the house too. That's another reason why I cooked, I cleaned, I ironed 1,000 pieces of clothes because we had all those kids in the house. So yeah. So if you have any if your child is aspiring or to do something great in this world, put that in our message us that, and then we would love to have them on our show. We would love to showcase them and their talents and stuff.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, and you know what? A lot of young children entrepreneurs have arise since COVID. You hear a lot of stories like on different talk shows and stuff. They would
Yeah.
have like their own clothing line.
Yeah.
Yes, no.
Just
So
all
true.
kinds of stuff. I just can't believe it. I'm like,
Yeah.
your own clothing?
Right.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. And they like 10 and stuff and
I know.
doing hair and like know how to do braids.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
This one young lady, I think she said her grandmother taught her how to sew. Her mom can't even sew. Her grandmom taught her how to sew when she was 4
I
years
remember
old.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
And she was like 10 with her own clothing line.
Wow.
10 years old.
Wow.
Our children, we have no excuse.
No
None.
excuse.
Adults have no excuse.
No excuse.
None whatsoever. Get out
Yeah.
there and make something of yourself.
Yeah. Get
Yeah.
out of the TV.
What's that?
Get out of the TV, and
Yeah.
if you have your iPad, use it for to be productive.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Those and I was just saying the people and that's on TV and stuff, they
Yeah.
already live in multi-million-dollar homes, and they have their
Yeah.
careers and they have
Right.
their American dream, and
Yeah.
we watching them all day,
Yeah.
just sitting there, letting our time be wasted, you know. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So it's
Yeah,
time for
absolutely.
us, you
Yes.
know, to make it happen for us, and
Right.
not just for us, but for us, for others.
Yeah.
You know, we
Yes.
did it for
Yes.
us to help somebody else.
And
You know,
you know what, Tawanda?
what's
I
that?
was reading because I just love reading. The child was messing with all these blocks in front of the house, had them all scattered. And the father comes home and say, "Oh, look at the neighbor's children making such a mess in our neighborhood." And the mother say, "Oh, your son did that." He goes, "Oh, he's gonna be a bricklayer."
Yeah,
Sometimes your children's messes are trying to tell you something. If you
Yeah.
are making noise, breaking up stuff. I had a child just taking everything to pieces, just breaking up everything. So I said, let's go to the store and buy him one of those boards. What's the name of those boards? Those boards,
You said it
computer
was
boards,
electrical, some kind of.
one of those, a motherboard, something like
Oh.
that. So you know that
oh,
child has his
a circuit
IT
board, a
license.
circuit board.
He has his IT certificate. We bought him that. He played with it. He was able to tap into my telephone conversations from upstairs.
Mm,
But he made something out of it. They
Yeah.
may be acting kind of, you think they're bad. They're not bad. They're
yeah.
being
Can we
inquisitive.
can
They're
we go
being
back?
Yeah.
inventive.
Can we
They're
go
trying
back
to
to
find
tap
us.
into your telephone? Are you serious right now? No, I'm saying that's wow.
That's great.
So now he's doing something that's really good. And
Yeah.
maybe you make big money. You know?
That's great, terrible. That's
I'm
terrible,
just
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And
Yeah,
see what you do. You see what they like to do.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
instead of giving crazy games that's shooting up stuff on TV, you don't terrible, horrible games.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. You're
give
right.
them something so positive. You look at see
absolutely.
what they like to do. Then for
Hmm.
Christmas, birthday, whatever, give them a gift
Yeah.
that zero in on what they like to do.
That's right.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
saw this thing on, I think it was either TikTok or a reel or something like that. And the mother, she was cooking dinner. And so in order for the child to have dinner, they had to deposit like one of their cell phones or iPad or something like that. And then she would scoop them food, and she was making a point. She was making a point like, what you on here, too much.
Yeah.
They even be on there while you're eating dinner. They're
Oh,
on the phone, so you're not
yeah.
having conversation, you're not interacting, collaborating with your family or anything like that. So
Right.
the parents, not just parents, adults, we need to step up
Yeah.
Yeah.
and motivate the children. You
Yeah.
don't need to have your phones and stuff all the time.
Right.
Take a break from it. Even when you're in a car, we used to play like what's that game, you like I Spy or something like that.
Oh,
All
yeah,
all
yeah.
kinds of
You
stuff.
know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
Yep.
you
Or
take it.
different
Oh,
games like that, road
Yeah.
trip games. Now
Yeah.
they don't do that because they're on their phone the
Exactly.
whole, for 2 hours straight.
Yep.
They just
Yeah.
on their
right.
phones. So
Yep.
we need to motivate our children.
Absolutely.
Take that first of all. If you 6 or 7, you don't need a cell phone.
You mean two? Let's go to 2 years
Two?
old. Yeah.
Yes. Dude, with an
Yeah.
iPad. Let's say with an
You
iPad.
don't, because
Let's
you don't have a job. You're not paying for your data, nothing. You can't pay for nothing. So you should not have an iPad, a phone, or nothing. No
Right.
type of electronic devices. You should not. They even got baby phones.
Baby credit cards, all that kind of
It's
are you
stuff.
just
kidding? Wait,
Heard
wait,
of
ridiculous.
wait.
that.
Baby credit
I've
cards?
never heard
I,
of that.
I've seen a mother in the store getting her real card to her child to show her how to swipe in the
Oh, I
arm.
thought they
Oh, yeah.
I'm giving it to
See.
babies. But you
Yeah.
know what, Mel? When driving, how about this? We'll start a song on our way to New Jersey. By the time you got there, you know how to sing the song in harmony.
Hmm.
We were singing as little kids, and we would practice a song.
Yeah.
And how about cooking? I picked the string beans. We ate fresh stuff, and
Right.
y'all had to break them from it. Y'all learn how to. And when you
Yeah.
come down, you're gonna wash your hands. You know why? You're coming downstairs to help mom in that kitchen.
Hmm.
Little
Yeah.
cracking the string beans,
Yeah.
stirring up cake. We didn't have a cake mixer, We 300 times
Ooh,
reaching the cake.
300
What time did we
times.
get the
That is so true. Oh my, and taking all the lumps out. You're right. Well, I don't know how I survived with no gadgets back then.
That's right. You hooked on gadgets today, too.
I don't know
Uh,
how in the world did I survive. But I see these kids now, the parents buy, they will get them the baby vacuum cleaner and the broom and the mop.
yeah.
Remember, we had the
Yes.
stoves and
Oh,
stuff
you
we
did.
cooked on and all
Mhm.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like it's hard for them to be creative because they spend so much time in television and playing games and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. And if you want to play the video games, why don't you create some?
Right.
Yeah.
Go
Yes.
invent some stuff.
Create
Invent
an
some
app.
stuff if you're going to be on there,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You know, I had baby music. You had that little piano. You know, you had organs. You had a set of drums.
Xylophones.
Yeah, all that stuff.
She said even
Yeah.
the husband had 3 or 4 phones and he had to give up his dinner. What?
She talking about that what was it, the reel or something, or TikTok I saw with
Oh,
the
Give up his
with the
dinner. He wouldn't even eat because he wanted his phone.
see?
Oh, stop.
but what about even doing it? Hey, Janelle's on it. She said, indeed. How about the children that the families don't even sit at the table anymore and eat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
true.
so
Yeah.
that was the time when you can talk about stuff and
Right.
what you're doing and all that kind of stuff. So you didn't have a lot of issues in families because we would just talk. That's therapy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like when you
Exactly.
have a therapist or a psychologist, you sit on the couch, all you're doing is talking to them.
Talking.
So
Right.
if you have your children at dinner, it was like, I don't know what's going on with them. Da, 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 da. Well, let's have a dinner. Let's sit down at the table
Yeah.
and eat together. And so that's
Right.
important to go
Yeah.
back to the basics,
Yes.
the good
I
basics.
just, I just saw today this little
Mhm.
girl. Oh, she was so cute, little pigtails. She was going into the store with her little grocery cart, little bitty shopping cart. Like, how
Oh,
cute is that? And
yeah.
like little kids, you give them little brooms and stuff, little
Yeah.
vacuum cleaners and stuff. They can help you clean up. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And then that could end up with a business, having
Yeah.
a cleaning business. You can hire people to clean. You could be the boss, hiring people to clean up different offices for you. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
I was doing so much housework. I wanted to be a housewife. Pastor White was like, "Oh, she wants to be a housewife." I'm saying today, what? Like,
How much they get paid?
A lot, Melanie.
and guess
Beautiful
what?
children. I
I've
got
never
12
been.
children.
And it's like, I want to be, what do you want to do? I want to be a housewife because my mom got up 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and fixed dad's breakfast and lunch. And that was like, oh my goodness. And mom had me doing all this stuff. Like I told you, washing and ironing and all this kind of
Oh,
cooking.
no.
I was in the kitchen all the time. And so
Oh,
I was like,
no.
when I grow up, I want to be a housewife.
Oh,
And
no.
Pastor White, she was telling everybody, she was telling the bishops that her name is Letitia Faith. And she said when she grows up, she wants to be a housewife. She was so impressed. And then when
The
I got
blood
older,
of
I was like, I
Jesus.
don't be no housewife. I want to get a condominium, a red sports car.
Well, I'm glad you changed your dream.
You know what
Come on, what's wrong with that dream? It's a good dream.
No,
most
it's not.
a lot of housewives, they are couch potatoes. They sit down and watch
I just
soap
thought that
operas.
was so good that mom got up and took care of dad. So when I got married the first time, when Westacon came home from work, he had bath water, he had the food on the stove and all that kind of, because I wanted to be the best housewife I could be.
Mm.
That's hilarious.
Look at Mel.
Have you never tried ironing shirts?
Oh,
And
no.
it saved money. I ended up sewing clothes. too.
You know what? Mommy didn't have no choice because she had 12 children. Tishy only had one.
I know, but before I got married, I wanted to be. But because, and the thing about it, if you think about it, it's because what I saw my mom do. So children
Mhm.
are watching you.
Yeah, they
And
are.
they picking up your habits and all that kind of stuff. And whether they're good or bad, like some people, they grow up in a home where they smoke and drink, and that's what they see
Yeah.
in front of them, and they become
Yeah.
alcoholics and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
So it's like I said that to say, be careful, what you do in front of your children.
Yeah.
Make sure they see you being productive. Make sure they see you, like Ebony, reading books and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't give up. Ebony did not give up.
Right.
When he was diagnosed with autism, she did
Hmm.
not give up.
Yeah.
That's
Now,
right.
what mother, the child have autism, like, oh, I can't do anything for him. Let me just put him
Hmm.
in the school and da 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 da.
Yeah.
Some people they dismissive. They
They
dismiss
Yeah.
their
do.
children
They
who have
absolutely
challenges
do.
and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
Ebony, and you know what? That was the God in her
Hmm.
too.
Yeah.
That was like,
Yeah.
let me take this thing and turn this thing around. So it's like
Yeah.
you would never
Yeah.
tell. Listening to him, you would
That's
never
right.
tell.
No.
That's right. Absolutely.
And I was thinking about when y'all was saying that we need to be advocates for
Yeah,
our children,
That's right, Mel.
to stand up for them because some, everybody's not going to speak up for them. You know
Right.
what I mean? They already trying to put them in a box and say, well, they can only do this and only do
yeah,
that or
Yeah.
whatever. But
Right.
us being their parent, we need to be advocates and say,
Absolutely.
no, no,
yeah.
no, my child can do this.
That's right.
No, they're gonna go over beyond. No, they could do more than 1 + 1.
Yeah,
Come
Right.
on now. You know
that's
what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And teach them at home.
That's right, Mel. Come on now. Pour
And you
into
know
them
what else?
babies.
Pay attention to your children, because some children they have disabilities, but the parent never knows because they're not paying attention to them, and stuff could be prevented. You know what I'm saying? They can catch it if they catch stuff early on.
Yeah.
Then you can treat that thing. But
That's
some parents they don't even know until it's too late. Then their children can't see, and the children can't
Hmm.
hear, and the children
Yeah.
can't do. You know what I mean? And it's like they don't even know. They have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to your children.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm not mom has something to say, but I'm not sure. But if she didn't, I have some ideas for your children
Yes,
Okay,
Tawanda.
yes.
Teacher
that your
Tawanda.
children can do for for like jobs and stuff, while they're
Yeah.
young. They can do like pet daycare. They can have a daycare,
Oh.
for somebody's pet.
Wow.
They
Yeah.
can, like I said, playing with cats and dogs before and after school. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And then, or while the people are on vacation, if you don't
Mm-hmm.
want to take, because it's expensive to put your dogs or your pets in a kennel. It's expensive to put them in
Yeah.
those places,
Yeah.
but you can hire like a teenager to watch your dog while you're on vacation,
Yeah.
or while you go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't bring them to my house though.
I said if they are animal lovers, they have
Oh.
if they're
Oh.
animal lovers,
Okay.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. And then all about animal lovers, they can do dog walking.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That can be a job, babysitting. That could be a job,
Yeah.
Dog sitting.
or
I
dog
like
sitting as well. But that could be a job. Yes.
I
Yes,
want
ma'am.
to. Ebony said something. She said she didn't want to believe it when they told her, but God helped her to make it through the hurdles.
That's
Mm.
Oh,
excellent, Ebony.
That's so
That's
good.
excellent.
Yeah.
Absolutely
That's so
excellent.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's another thing. You should not be in denial. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So things do happen, but you need to, look at it,
Mhm.
face it and deal with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And try to find resources. And like Tish said, don't just sit there and like, oh, woe is me.
Yes.
Right.
I can't do nothing, whatever. No, no, start doing research and talking to
Mhm.
other people that
Exactly.
may be dealing with the same thing,
Mhm.
to get out of it. So,
And I think
I'm
this is
glad,
fair too. Go ahead, Mom. Sorry.
I'm glad Melanie said that because we live in a world of denial. Everything. Oh, that's the devil. The devil say that. I don't have it. I don't have it. We have to face up to the truth. That's
yeah.
the testimony.
Hmm.
If there's something wrong with you, you my Dr. Wagner say, I don't have a cold. Say, baby, you got a cold, baby. He said that you got a cold, baby. And so
Yeah.
you have a testimony say, I had it, but I don't
Hmm.
have it now. You got
Right.
no, you don't. No, you don't. Stop it. Face up to it. It's
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's even about it. Got sick. You are sick, but God, you got a testimony.
I'm sick and I'm about to get well.
I
Yes, yes.
don't
Don't say,
have.
I don't have it. I
I'm
don't.
walking
That's
in
the
my
devil
healing.
talk.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so another idea out there, children, you
Mhm.
can actually be an entertainer at other kids' birthday parties. If you
Doing
have a
what?
talent,
Oh.
if you have a talent, if you can sing or
Mm.
play the keyboard or play the piano, or you can actually hire yourself. I mean, hire out yourself,
Hmm.
to entertain at other children's birthday
Oh,
parties.
that's good.
You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? You
Oh,
can do stuff like
Yeah.
Yeah. And find something that you love, something that you
Mhm.
love, and then market yourself.
Yeah.
You know, because
That's
nobody will ever know what you can do if you don't show them what you can do.
Yeah.
You know, they'll
that's
never
true.
know
Oh,
if you
can
don't.
I say something on that? Because I have
Mhm,
a grandson who has that challenge. He
mhm.
became he used to be a stand up comedian in school. You know, doing programs in school. He could talk like other people and mock people talking. He did Obama. He did different things. People would laugh. So stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say, and don't be afraid to fail. You know, just because you
Yeah.
fail doesn't mean you're not good at something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You just trying to keep trying. You know,
Yeah.
like I heard somebody tell these children they were young bakers, you know, and they would come on the baking show, you know, the competition, baking competitions.
Hmm.
And they were saying if you don't get picked, that just means you had a bad day. You know,
Mhm.
you messed up
Yeah.
that day. You had a bad day. That
Yeah.
does not mean you're not a
Right.
great baker. You
Yeah.
know, if you didn't get picked to sing, you might not be a bad singer. You know,
Mhm.
you just had a bad day. You hit a key that wasn't right. Go back
Mhm.
and try it again.
Practice.
Don't give
Yes.
up.
Happens to
Yes.
everybody.
Look at
Mhm.
Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah.
She got booted off of American Idol.
Yeah. And
You
look
Look
at
at
know?
her
it
now.
Yeah.
you know, so
Yeah.
don't
Right.
stop. You know, if you just because you failed at something, don't stop. Don't
Right.
Yeah.
stop at the no. You know, keep
Mhm.
going
That's
until you get
good.
a
Don't
yes.
stop at the
You know
Mhm.
what I'm
no.
saying? Come on
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
Yes, you
And you
can
know
do it.
what? I was thinking
Crazy.
about something else that somebody could do, kids can do. They can read to like senior
Yes,
citizens or
yes,
whatever,
Oh, yeah.
read books because a lot of seniors they just want some companion. They
that's
want somebody to be around them or whatever.
yeah,
And who's to say they could be getting paid for it?
yeah,
It could
that's right.
be something, with their in their benefits or something where they're requesting, you can come with the nurse or something and read to them also. So,
Right, yeah. And then if you can bake, sell your baked goods.
yeah.
You can do that,
Mhm.
you know, and then you can even start your own catering business. Oh, even a
Yeah.
child, you're not too young, you know what I'm
Not
saying? Or
too
have an
No.
young.
adult help you out, you know. Get with some network, you know,
Yep.
get with and what they call it, partnership, partner with somebody,
Yep.
Mhm.
you know, because they could be having the same idea you have, you know.
Yeah.
You just
And you
never
can
know.
be a motivational speaker like Martin Luther King's granddaughter.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
yeah, and she's real young. I was thinking about with Ethan was talking about the stuff that he wanted to do because she said
Mhm.
there's a need in the community. The children her age are going through stuff, and so she said, "So
Mhm.
I'm out here to motivate them and help them and let them know they can make it and they can be somebody."
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's
Yeah.
an activist. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
What was
Oh,
that Tori just put up? She put something about Steve Harvey or
yeah. She
something.
said you could be Steve Harvey's kids.
Oh, but I did see something like that. He was working with the kids or whatever.
Oh,
He has a show. He had a show
Yes.
about the
yeah,
kids
Yes.
and stuff.
that's
Yeah,
right.
Yes.
I don't know if it's still on the air though, because I know that happened before.
Yeah.
So
And
Yeah.
also we were going to have a young lady on our show tonight, but she couldn't be on the show. But she's a painter, a young painter. She paints
Mm.
very well, and she sells her paintings.
Wow.
If you
Wow.
paint, you can sell your
Yes, you
paintings.
can.
You
absolutely,
know, if you're
absolutely.
gifted at something, sell your gift.
Yeah.
You
We have
know,
a
sell
lot of
your
gifted
talent.
children out there.
Yeah.
Before life
Absolutely.
happened, their mind is clear. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so talented, and they can do
Yes.
so much stuff. Do it before life happens, because when life happens, Lord have mercy, you
Oh,
can't even
uh-oh.
think straight.
you got something to fall back on when life
Yeah.
happens. Mhm.
Exactly.
Especially painters nowadays, they just throw a dot and just make a
They
match
just say,
masterpiece. Ew. Put your fingerprint in there, the baby fingerprint, toe print on there, foot, put your foot. Shoot, you know what I'm saying?
Melanie,
I'm
Now,
just saying,
sometimes they take the paint now and just throw it up on the canvas.
just throw it up there.
you know what? You look at the comic book, like little Lulu comic book. Have you heard of little Lulu? That was like, oh no,
I
that
don't
was
think
years
so.
ago. Well, she went to an art show, and there was a little teeny boy and a grown up man. The grown up man made a spatter picture. And she went to the little boy. You did a good job for the boy. And look,
That's funny. That is funny.
So thank y'all so much for tuning in to our
Ah,
show. We hope you
yes,
really enjoyed it. Ethan,
yes,
and we had Ethan Taylor on here, a
yes,
17-year-old author. He started writing at the age of 4, I believe he said. He has
yes.
written and published several books.
Several
So
books.
just go out there
13.
and
Uh-huh.
support him. Yeah.
Yes.
So we love you guys, and
Yeah.
we will see y'all next week. She said
Yes.
6. His mom said 6 books. So
Oh,
we will see
six.
y'all.
No, she said 13 books.
Said 13 books.
13.
Yes,
13 books.
13 books
Maybe
published.
he was 6 when he started
He
writing.
was 6 when he
Yeah.
started.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Maybe
thank y'all
Definitely.
so much,
definitely
and we will.
Did we say hi to Janelle Bailey?
Yes, we did,
Woo, God
and we
bless
will see y'all next week. Bye.
you. Bye.